Hi everybody, this is Phillip Guan, CPA. Welcome to the classes. For Phillip Guan CPA, teach you how to do trade tax software for the year of 2025. So this is the software in the early 2026 to 2025 tax return. The software company just released the early version. It's not 100% complete yet. The state version of that software is not complete, that the further version is good. So this is the class number 8 now. So there are 4 days we don't have classes, which is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year Eve, New Year's Day. So those 4 days are off. Other than that, even weekday, weekend, we are going to have classes until I finish all my classes. Now, because the Texans come in, I don't have much time, so I can only do as much as I can. So I want to build that wireless from my brand to you. So now I'm going to bring out this. Oh,
What?
it's okay.
Like that?
No, it's in here.
Um,
Okay, yeah, you can on it. Turn it on. On my, yeah,
okay,
yeah, click.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
You need learn things from the get-go. So my wife needs to turn on another big one. So it released the share screen. Let me see, make sure the recording is still on, which is good. Okay. So now let me get the share software and then I'm going to share screen. So I'm going to talk to you the classes. Number 8. Is number 8. That ends with that number. So first I'm going to show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to show you how to get it there. It is still a very simple tax return. Oh, actually, for some reason, they did not get the number showing up. Now, we're going to develop as we speak, okay? So they normally already have a P set one. For some reason, this one doesn't have it. But why don't we just go ahead to build one? Okay, so on the left corner, upper left corner, data entry, like that. So we're going to see a lot of tabs. It doesn't look like I have a lot. Let me see. Let me open the other one more time. See if there's another one with the A. Looks like this is a 4. Let me see. It doesn't look like right. 8. No. That's the only one with the 8. Well, we're gonna build one together. Okay. So this is the husband and wife. So obvious they use verify Johnny. They can use verify separate. Now this is their social, first, last, birthday, and occupation. Now it's the date and phone number. Normally, I would suggest you to put something in the cell phone because later on somewhere in the software connecting with the cell phone. Whoop,
You be sure the number.
or because the hyphen was not.
You just type it in.
So there's another way you can actually do it. So that way, now you put in the notebook in there. And then you copy. Then we're gonna get you Oh, still done. Let me just type it. Now, you want to put the cell phone. And then at this moment, we want to change this one to San Francisco. Once you put the zip code, the city and the county will show. Now, put the one in here. 8% of company, and then not necessarily the one, but the thing is, let's say put health insurance. Let's say they have it.
Yes.
And then assuming they don't have foreign account, they don't have digital asset, and then also let's say the ID. Let's say driver license. Let's say I make it up. The expiry date is the same as the birthday in state of California thing. State California driver license always with one letter and then followed by numbers. I'm making up those numbers. Now, it's required for e-filing. When people say, why I need a driver license? And you click here, you can explain to them. It's the IRS requirement. And then if you want to do direct deposit, let's say. Let's say we use Bank America. I remember this. I remember Bank America, whatever. Let me just make up one. But it's not the real bank account. So it's always 2 times up and down. So when you finish this one, and then right now when you will, it won't show up yet because there's no refund yet. So you need to put this one. Well, that's done. Nothing is applicable for all this. Only stand a little. Okay. Let's still see. Okay. So now we finish this tab, we close it. Now, do you see still have a green? I can do this. Can shift control space and then get this all on. That was the last year tax. So now, assuming they have a W-2 income, so now it's still very simple. And then assuming there's an EI number, and this person have how much you want to make, honey? Okay, and let me make it up for you. Let's say
10K.
no, let's in a year, so 120. I mean, 120K. Okay, so 10K per month. Okay, now
But this is a Mary, right? Mary file joining.
it's Mary John, and then right now we're doing the Berto. For the husband first.
Okay, for the husband.
Okay, now I am going to do this. And then let's say let's California SBI. So now at this moment, let's say the wife is actually self-employer. Let's say it's not W2 income. Okay. Let's say the wife right here. Let's say doing some consulting. Shift Control S, enter, and you're gonna get your. So this is the IRS have a special code for it's an every kind of business, and this must be have it. And the IRS using each code, and then use, for example, like A to 27 against the total income, get the percentage, and get the national average. But if your tax return in under this code far away from the average, we call it bill shape when you go to college, right? Your tax return will be flagged in the IRS system, and then the IRS is going to have higher chances to audit you, because why? Your business is deviate so far different than the rest of the country and this kind of business. Okay. Now, let's say they just have this business as the first year. You click this one right here. And then they don't make any payment for 1099 to pay to others. That they can receive payment as a 1099. Now, how about this? If they have a business name, and then you can put the business name there. Let's say if they don't have a business name and they just have themselves, and then they get the 1099 NEC from ABC Inc. There's a consultant for ABC Inc. ABC Inc. pay 1099 to this person. Now, let's say the wife is making 180K for gross. Now, she need a car for the business. Okay. C. Consulting. Let's say they just have a business at the very beginning of the year. So they have a car is available to after work. They also, let's say they don't have another car other than this car. So this person, the wife only have one car basically. Okay. So those are supporting. So now at this moment, let's say if this consulting is like driving around to different places and do a lot of things, like that, if that cases, their mileage may be more. But if they're more station-wise, and then only once in a blue moon to go out, that the mileage should be less. Have to be common sense. Let's say they do 7,550 miles in a whole year for business only. And then they also spend the same amount of time for commute, which means they use the car 50-50, 50% for business and 50% for personal. And then you can either use a forced mileage and then you don't have to fill out other business information. Now, once you use the mileage, you don't need to do all others. Those called actual costs. But if you do actual costs, you cannot use a mileage. Or you're smarter. You report both. You don't force and let the computer choose what is the best for you. Okay. Let's say at this situation, we are going to use the simplest way. We're going to force the mileage, so we don't need to fill all others. You cannot take both. And then, let's say they also need a computer to work on a project. Let's say, well, all different kind of computer for different prices. Let's say if their consultant needs a special program and they're very intensive, their computer may be 2,000 to 3,000, 5,000, whatever. And then, but if the average one maybe a thousand or plus or minus, depends on their need. Let's say they are very special. They have some special program, and they also the thing is very good. So let's say if they happen to bought a computer 3,000. Okay. So now in here, you're going to choose this. The first one is for real estate. So this is other than real estate. Okay, now so we go to M, this one. The law allows you. So now, how many years? The computer is 5 years. It's equipment. Now, besides the computer, so they have an office, they need some furniture, right? There's some furniture. So now, page down, we're going to put C. Furniture. No, equipment is 5 years, and the furniture is 7 years. They're different. Now, this is something changing in the text software. Previously, you have to input it in here. They don't have a drop-down menu. Right now, they have a drop-down for this year, for the years, for the life. So it's make your life a little easier. So then, okay. Now, what if you forget what you don't know and you forget about and not sure about the furniture depreciation, how many years? You can Google, you can go check GPT. Obviously, you can ask your upper level management, but if you know how to find it, you don't need to ask others. Okay. So now, besides furniture, now the furniture, let's say they take about, let's say they need to furnish the whole office. Let's say they put eventually about 10,000. Just for example, okay? Not necessarily. Then they also need printer, right? Then the new office needs a lot of things.
And this can be for the home office, right?
It could be home office, but home office, okay. Yes. Yeah, it could be home office.
The furniture purchased for the home office.
Yeah, but if you are in a home office, you have to be exclusive for the business use only.
Okay. Yep.
So now, let's say we are talking about they have an office outside their home. Let's say in my example right now. So the printer, it doesn't cost a lot, right? Let's say 500. Okay. And then it's the same thing in here. is 5 years. Okay. Now,
What if like can we change it to 2 years or is kind of
no,
like standard?
no, the law divided
Okay,
what kind of the asset, and then also how many years. If there's a IRS publication tells you to, so you Google, you search or ChatGPT, you'll find it. Okay.
got it.
So it's all the information is there. So you just need to most of the people, like for example, go to the tax prepare classes, you will learn it. And then okay, now besides this, and let's say if you put in a sign for your office, okay? Let's say you put 2,000 into 2,000. So the sign is somewhere attached to the building. Something attached to the building is called fixture. It's 7 years. Sign, it actually is part of the fixture. Now, the equipment is movable. The furniture is movable. The fixture is attached to the building, but it's not movable. It's 7 years. Now, when they have an office, they also have a leasehold improvement. Let's say they do something. They may be like building some wall kind of thing, let's say. Now, let's say depends on what kind of the improvement. The leasehold improvement, and also depends on the lease length. So if you're not sure how many years, so here's what you can find out. Right here, Google it. Okay. Now, what is the depreciation years for? Okay. So now, the AI says 15 years in the most part of it. That there are more. But actually, the different kind of situation. Let's say they fall in the 15 years. Okay. Let's put in for 15 years. Right here. So now, oh, good eye, yes. Let's say they do quite a bit of improvement, 20,000. Now, they pay rent. Let's say they pay 2,000 per month. That becomes 20,000. Okay. And then they buy some supplies, some office supplies, things like that. Let's say they eventually, because the first year they do a lot of things, buy fewer lot of supplies. Let's say they're doing 3,650. And then they need to buy liability insurance. Let's say they do 1,500. Now, they make some advertise. They want to sell, get the business going on. They put in this. Now, they need to consult something with the lawyer and as well as other professional. So they put in about $3,000. Now the office, besides supplies, they also incur the office expenses. They're about this much.
How about utility?
Utility depends on where you rent it, and some places include utility in the rent and some don't. Let's say in this situation they don't, they have to pay themselves. Let's say they pay $300 per month, for example, and that's what it is. But normally, the number, most of the number are not even number unless double check have to. When the client give you a number, it's all even number, and you have to double check. Tell them tax return you cannot be just guessing. Okay, you have to give me exactly the number to the dollars. For example, like this. Okay. And then if in the tax return, I see all your number are even number, you have a higher chance to be audited because it's not necessary for sure, but there's a possibility the taxpayer just guessed the numbers. And then if they need to go travel and spend about $5,680, they take the client to a business meal, they spend us about $685. So now let's say, and then no wages, do not hire any other people. So let's say this one start with herself. Now let's say this is all she did. And let's go to real. And from 180K, we have different kind of expenses. This is depreciation. I can show you the detailed depreciation come from here. Right? The cool thing about there's a special depreciation. You see it? The different year under different rule have a special bonus depreciation. The big and beautiful law rules a special bonus depreciation. So now, I'm here. Insurance. Let's say that is all she had, and we double check everything. So the net income is this. Now this net income is subject to two kind of taxes. One is income tax. So this number will go to Schedule 1 right here. And then this number actually go back to line here. And then add on together. Now, and do you see all the way? This is income tax. Do you see line 23? Guess what? Additional tax. That's self-employment tax. And add up together become a 44. So now, the husband only pay the W2, so the wife should have been paid estimate tax. Otherwise, the wife will get into a penalty. Let's say they don't have a penalty is because we're in here, we say them there's only this much. Let's say if that is a lot more than that, let's say let me just put it. If this is the last year taxes, if she does not pay estimate tax, she'll incur penalty. The penalty is not small. You see almost $500 as penalty. How to legally avoid this penalty is she need to pay, for example, estimate tax. If they pay estimate tax by let's say 4,000, another 4,000, 4,000, and then xin nè, thế này mình ngắn phần now that means she have been prepaid 16,000. Now, as you saw, the client is paying estimate tax, so you also need to do the far left side is for 2025, and you want to do for 2026 estimate. Okay. Now, also, let's say, assuming they have been paying, because they are California. Estimate tax. The last one, 26, huh? And then we have to choose the right year. Anything. Now, we are going to. We're in the Zoom meeting. Yeah, here's an. Now, so in here, they have been prepaid the estimate tax. 16,000 come here. So therefore, the husband W2 withhold 24,000. The wife paid 16,000, so they have total of 40,000. So now they still owe this much. Let's say, let me change this one. Let's say if their wife paying a lot more than that. Now let's say. Now, if the wife pay this, she get a lot of deduction because the first year and the bigger depreciation and bonus depreciation. So which she may not know that she can expect that much depreciation. Let's say she kind of like do 20K. So that the total of 44K. Obviously, there's some extra. So this much, and we are going to apply for the next year. And then we're going to do the estimate tax for next year. So we do 6,000 per quarter. And because we already have 2,000 something left over, so the first quarter is only this much, like this. So now, and after we finish, we double check every single number and every single letter, and we green check marks everything. There's no kids. Now, the W2, we green check marks everything about the W2. Are you really against the original? Check it out. Don't just check it without look at it. Just do diligent. Now, remember we already checked it out, this one already. Along the way, I checked it everything. So now, what else we need to do for this one? We need to do, let's say if they want to get after e-filing, they want to get the text message, they need to authorize us to do it. If they want to get an email, they can do it, or they don't want to bother, they can do that. But it's more convenient. A lot of clients would like to have. So now we also need to, can here, the date, today's date, 12/22, 5. Oh, I'm not going to put that number because that is our company number. So that's all we need to do. Now, it's close to 8 o'clock. Yes, so we are going to close for today's training. Okay. Now, by 11 o'clock, I'm going to train one more time for this. And then 8 o'clock, I'm going to do Mandarin. 9 o'clock, I'm going to do Cantonese. There's a good chance learn from me not only text, but also Cantonese and Mandarin. And by 11 o'clock, you listen to me for the second time with English. You say, aha. Okay, with that, I'm going to close this one. Thank you very much. Okay, let me see.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.